Hello friends, welcome back. It's time for another episode of BigDenoPlays, and today we're playing Kingdom Legacy Feudal Kingdom. Now this game is a really cool idea for a game, and I like it. I like the concept. We have a single deck of cards. It comes in a tiny box. It's $30, and it's basically one play. It's a legacy game, so you get to play it once. There's expansions that can extend the story. But it looks like from some of the other playthroughs I've seen, maybe 4 to 6 hours of play, depending on how good you are, I suppose, or whatever else. Simple game, but looks like a lot of fun. So we're going to play a little bit today and see how far we get. And then, yeah, we'll probably finish it at another time once we've progressed through the game. So let's explain what the game's about. It's this. Here's a deck of cards. This deck of cards has a few little things on it. It has a name of the card, and it has a resource that they provide, and then these white arrows indicate upgrades. So we can spend $2 to upgrade this card. And how do we get $2? By discarding a card for its resource. So a turn in this game is very straightforward. We draw 4 cards after we shuffle it. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we choose what to do with those resources. Now, if we can't upgrade anything, we do have an option, which is to advance, and when we advance we take an additional card, and we can then choose what we want to do with those. So in this instance we could spend these $2 to flip this distant mountain, and that would be our turn. So any cards that we don't use are discarded, because as soon as you upgrade a card, that's it, your turn is over. Once you've gone through your deck in its entirety, you've completed a round, you add 2 new cards from this stack to your deck, and that's it. And you go through it again. So the game is literally just about upgrading cards, and that's it. You're upgrading your cards to try and get better versions of things. So this is a headquarters, for example. It upgrades into a town hall, which can also upgrade into a keep, and it can upgrade into a castle. So this symbol here is victory points at the end of the game. I have no idea what happens after a certain point in the game because it's a legacy game. I've tried a few little rounds, but yeah, so once you get this, at the end of the game you'll get a score for victory points. That's it. I don't really think there's too much else to the game. There's people that will appear in the game and things will happen. But yeah, pretty cool. So we will commence. So this is the view we're going to have. Now, one thing that's very important in this game is how you shuffle and how you draw. So we're going to shuffle and try and not look at the deck. And it's very important. My shuffling, I'm normally pretty loose, so cards just fly everywhere. So we really need to make sure that we're keeping the cards straight. All right, so this is our deck. We are starting our playthrough of Kingdom Legacy. I'm pretty excited about this because I've played a few practice rounds, but this is the first time it feels real. So we're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Okay, so I think our best option here is to flip this rocky area. Flip to this rocky area. So the headquarters requires rock, 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 and wood, and we want to upgrade our headquarters as quickly as possible. This forest, if we were to spend 2 rock, we could flip that into a shrine, which looks like this, or a sacred well, there you go. And if we flip this, so this green symbol means discard the card to gain the benefits. So in this instance you discard that, and we would flip this to a felled forest, which doesn't provide anything, but if we can upgrade that, it turns into a lumberjack. So I think our best here is to discard this and this to get rock, because we desperately need rock. So we spend 2 gold and we flip that to be a rocky area, and that is our first turn. So next turn we're going to draw 4 cards, and we also have a piece of knowledge now which is important to keep in mind. and that is we have 2 cards left in our deck. So at this point we might as well advance and look at what our best option is to level up. So we have 3 gold to level up our trader if we want to do that, or we could spend 2 gold to level up for another rocky mountain, and I think we will, or we could level up one of these wild grass into a plains. So the plains is no real difference at this point in time, but does level up into some pretty stronger cards there, farmhouses and so forth. So, but I think stone is our number 1 priority right now. So we're going to spend these 2 to flip this rocky area. That's the first round. We are done the first round. So we now find 2 new cards, which is a jungle and a river. So we can upgrade the jungle into huge trees, and eventually into deep jungle and tree houses. Oh my god, that's awesome. We need to get some tree houses. And this river we can upgrade into a bridge, and then we can have some explorers that explore the bridge. So these explorers allow you to add new cards to your deck. And in the vein of most of these types of deck building games, adding new cards to our deck is the way we extend our round, and that is what we want to do. So in this round, we now have 12 cards in our deck, which means we want to try and upgrade each round without spending, without wasting a turn, basically. So here, our gold production is exceptional, which means we're probably not going to have great gold production for the rest of the round. And we can see that we have a rocky area on top of our board. Now, we know that we have enough gold to get 2 rocks. If we could guarantee that there was another rocky area under that, we could probably upgrade our headquarters. But I don't think we will risk that. I think instead we just go this, and we upgrade a wild grass. And that's it. So our rocky area, it would have been a level up of our thing. That's so annoying. Okay, so this is a bad round for us now. So we can't level up. We can level up our forest into the shrine. Do we want to do that? The felled forest is really good. No, we'll do that. We'll flip the forest, spending these 2 rocky areas to flip the forest to a sacred well. And that's it. So our last round, we know is this, and this. Unfortunately, we do not have enough to upgrade our trader because we only have 2 gold. And wood doesn't help us, rock there. This lets us get more wood. So this is a dud round, unfortunately. So yeah, there's nothing we can do with this round. We discard that for gold. And what we might actually do is flip this over because the lumberjack is quite good. And that's a waste. That's a waste. That's the second round. We've found ourselves a field worker or someone else and a bandit, a bad guy. So these guys are awful. They attack your cards and stop gold production. This card, this red arrow, means we have to make a choice. We can either have a field worker or a servant. So the servant is gold, wood, stone. The field worker is another resource that's already in play. So this, a little bit more versatile early on. This will prove to be more effective later as some cards produce multiple resources. So we'll choose that. What a cool game. And that's it. All right, so we now know that we have a single advance that will help us that will help us maximize our round. So we want to look for 1 advance opportunity. We don't want to advance twice in a round. That would be a bad use of our time. Okay, so the bandit's on top. We know he's going to crash our gold production, so this is a bad time to advance. We don't have enough stone, but we do have 3 gold to flip our trader into a bazaar. And so we'll spend those to flip that into a bazaar. First round. So the bandit, rocky area, field worker. Okay, so this is a perfect example of great timing. So this bandit, he only attacks if there is a gold production in play, and there isn't. So that's cool. We have a forest on top, which doesn't really help us that much. I mean, we can level up the forest into a shrine. It'd be nice to see what's below that, but we can't. We have to make that decision without knowing. This headquarters would have been a good time to have in this deck, but it doesn't. So let's take our advance now. So we're going to advance 1 and 1. Okay, so not super useful for us, but we can do the following. So what we can do is we can, and because this bandit was in play, we don't have to trigger him on top of that. That's only when it's played. So what we're going to do is we're going to discard a friendly card to gain $2, which will be this rocky area. And then we've got $2. And now we're going to flip this to gain 2 wood, which allows us to flip this rocky area to a quarry. So that's pretty good. We like a quarry, and our bandit goes away for the time being. So the last 4 cards in the deck, ooh, Sacred Well. So we have a choice. Do we trash this Sacred Well, give up the gold, and gain a new card, or do we keep that for this round and play the huge trees, which needs 3 gold? And I think that's what we'll do. We'll go 1, 2, 3 gold to flip this to huge trees, because if you remember, there's a cool card on the bottom of this, which is tree houses. I want that. I want those tree houses. Cool. That's it. That's another full round. So we're going to add 2 cards, Distant Mountains, and another bandit. No. Okay, so this is just the thing that results in a quarry, which is cool. Bandit, bad guy. We don't like bandits. So I like this game. It's pretty simple decision making, but you do feel like you're creating a little kingdom as you explore the cards that get dealt. So in my practice run, the first one was terrible, but the second one, I got my castle out before we reached the legacy, like the final level of the castle, which is absolutely wild. So, ooh, huge trees, quarry, bandit, and a rocky area. All right, so now we have a choice again. So we can see a felled forest. It would be great to level up the felled forest. For that, we need a rock, which we have, and a tree, which we have, and 2 gold. So there's a possibility we could get 2 gold. Alternatively, if we're lucky, we might get our keep out, and we will be able to potentially level up our keep. So I think this turn is an advance turn, because we can't do anything anyway. So let's do an advance. Bang, and a Sacred Well. Okay. So it's probably a good time to do the shrine. And then do another advance. So let's do that. Let's discover a shrine, 82 or 83. And I think they're both the same. Yeah, they're both the same. So we'll discover a shrine. To do that, this red symbol means destroy this card. So that card is removed from the game. You can rip it up if you want. I'm not going to rip it up for the moment. I keep moving things up. How about I just move my camera down a little bit so that everything feels a little bit more... Good work, Deno. Okay, so that goes into a discard pile. Again, we're going to play a bandit and a plains. No! So the plains loses its thing. We have so much rock and nothing that we can spend it on. It would have been good to flip that felled forest, but the bandit's stolen our gold. How many cards do we have left? I feel like we have 8. Alright, so this is a wasteful round, but we'll draw again. Okay, that's good. So we found the bridge, and the bridge is going to allow us to level up with 1, 2, 3 rocks. We'll do that. Alternatively, we could flip the forest into the lumberjack. That's a good card. But the bridge lets us get a stone bridge and explorers to add more cards. So we'll level up the bridge. So we're going to spend this, this, and this to level up the bridge. Bad round, but so be it. It would have been really good to level up our castle. Our thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we might as well advance because it's our last 2 cards in hand. We don't have any rocks. We could level up the distant mountain, or we could look to level up the bazaar. Bazaar. How bizarre. How bizarre. Yeah, I think we'll take the bazaar. That's a market. Gains us access to quite a few good things. Alright, so now we've found a hill and the East Cliffs. So rocks again. And again, I've learned from my couple of playthroughs, which is rocks are very important, particularly to get good cards. So we will, this is the trickiest part of the game, is shuffling, making sure you're not changing the direction of the cards and not looking at the cards. It's very hard. All right, quarry, wild grass, field worker, headquarters. Look at this. This is such an annoying turn. I just need wood. Give me a wood. So we can't get a wood. We can get the, yeah. If this had a wood, I would definitely take it because then we could level up our headquarters. As it is, we can just level up the wild grass. I think we'll take an advance. Come on, wood. No. East Cliffs. All right, we can level up the East Cliffs. So we'll do that. We'll use our field worker to gain the quarry. We'll level up the East Cliffs, and we've found a wall, which is awesome. And then we're going to discard our shrine to make our headquarters stay in play and see if we can get our headquarters leveled up in another way. All right, so this is now in play, so we get 5 cards this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the bandit's going to turn off one of these. Which one do we want it to turn off? Why did I deal out 5? I shouldn't have dealt out that. Okay, so the bandit will turn that off like so. So I'll shuffle this because I shouldn't have looked at that. What was underneath? Okay, distant mountain on top. How many cards do we have? Okay, I think we take an advance. 1 and another bandit. Great. Another bandit is a pest. An absolute pest. Alright, so we'll put him here. We'll discard a friendly card to gain 2 gold. We'll discard this. And we'll flip this. We need to get rid of some of these bandits. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 2 cards left, so we'll advance. So 2 gold to level this up to explorers seems like the right thing to do. 1, 2 gold. There's no rock. 2 gold, a rock. So we could gain the lumberjack though. Lumberjack or explorers. No, we'll stick with what I said before. 2 gold to gain explorers so that we can discover a new region. Adding cards into our hand into our deck is going to extend our game. So very important. Forest and a swamp are the cards that we've found. And that's it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, we're gonna have a wall now, which is cool, and the wall can kill bandits, and that might be very good for us. So a forest, a market, a bandit, and a rocky area. So the bandit's not blocking anything. We could get a shrine, but I'd really like to get a lumberjack. The rocky area to turn into a thingy would be great. So let's take a plains and a swamp. Great. So the swamp allows us to discard a friendly card to gain 2 gold. So we'll do that. And this we're going to flip to gain 3 wood. And that's 2 wood and 2 gold to flip our rocky area into a quarry. Very good. The shrine, the wall, a wall, glorious. And a bandit. The bandit attacks our hill. Ooh. A chapel allows us to gain a missionary. So that could be cool. So the wall we can discard to defeat this bandit to gain 2 of any resources. Spend 1 sword to defeat and gain any 2 resources. So if we used our wall, which we definitely want to defeat this bandit, we gain 2 resources. The question is, do we want to do this to level up into a sanctuary? End of turn, discard to make up to 2 other cards stay in play. That's pretty cool. Or do we level up a chapel to discover a missionary? Because you can, if you get a missionary, you can flip this guy into a chap. What a guy! But no, I think I'd like to keep 2 cards in play. So we'll spend this gold and 2 more gold to turn our sanctuary, and we've defeated this bandit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, headquarters being on right now is very bad, but 1, 2, 3 will flip our huge trees into deep jungle, and then we can get tree houses. That's awesome. Easy. All right, a felled forest, a field worker, a rocky area, and explorers. All right, we only have 2 cards left, so let's bring them on. And we're going to discard them to discover a new region. We'll flip that back to there. 71, 72, 73, or 74. Do we have to choose them at random? 71, 72, 73, 74. That's a great question. Let me have a look at the rule book. When you have a slash, you choose one. This is the entirety of the rules, by the way. It's 1 page. Discover. Where is discover? Okay, you don't have to choose it randomly, so what do we want? Do we want a distant mountain? Do we want a forest? Do we want the West Canyon? Yeah, I think we want the West Canyon. Or the shore. There's a shipyard. Shipyard looks sick. No, I think we'll take the canyon because there's miners. So we'll take the West Canyon. So that was spending our explorers, but that's not, doesn't end our round. So now we can spend 1 rock. How do we get wood, Deno? No, we can't get wood. So we could just spend a gold to take the forest back. That's pretty much our only choice. Yeah. Yep. Ah, well, that's okay. Another round, and we've found a swamp and a lake. A lake has a fisherman's cabin and a fishing boat. So this is the point to which I have played the game. So this round, once we finish this round, we will be moving into the legacy part of the game that I have not yet played. So that is exciting. I'm excited for that. We have a wall, which is great, and we have quite a few things going well. So let's find out. Deep jungle, market, stone bridge, and a felled forest. All right, we are so close to our felled forest being leveled up into a lumberjack. 2 wood, we can spend a gold for a wood stealer thing. So I think we're advancing because we don't have any other options. So we'll advance into a quarry. 2 stone, 2 wood, 1 gold. The gold and wood can level up our swamp. Man, so annoying. We don't have 2 gold. So a felled forest for the lumberjack is what I'd like. The quarry turning into a shallow mine would also be good. So we definitely know that we can do that if we go 1 more. So we're going 1 more. Alright, so do we take a lumberjack, which is cool, or do we take the quarry and turn it into a mine? Or do we level our explorers back up? No. We'll take the lumberjack. Boom. Job done. One West Canyon, that's our new card. 2, 3, and the lake. So I think here, ooh, that's crazy. 2 stone and a wood to gain a fisherman's cabin. No, I think we just flip the swamp into a more accessible swamp, spending those 2. Yeah. It's been not a promising round to begin with. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Discard to make up to 2 other cards stay in play. So let's actually do that. We'll just keep those 2 in play. Actually, no, that's so wasteful, Deno. Let's do an advance and we'll see what comes out. There's a wall. What does the sanctuary flip to? An oratory. Whoa. So the wall's staying in place. I'm just trying to decide if because I'd really like to level this up. We have a rocky area coming next, so we know that we've got a decent chance. How many cards do we have left in here? We have 4, so we're probably going to take what is given. An envoy takes what is given. So yeah, so we'll discard this hill and this wild grass to flip this wild grass, and then we'll discard our sanctuary to keep the headquarters in play. The wall stays in play. We have these 4. Oh man. We discard this sword to kill the bandit and get 1, 2, 3 rocks we get the wood that we need to flip our castle. Yes, we have a town hall. Nice. All right, that is the first round, or the first little sequence that I've played through multiple times. So now we have a little card on top of the deck. I haven't played any more of this now, so I don't know what this says. It's, now that you've got the hang of the game, you may like to restart and give it your best shot. If you continue, you'll discover 4 cards, cards 24 to 27. Look at them now and then decide if you want to restart or continue. 24, which ones? We discover 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 27. All right, so we're going to zoom out a smidge now because with these stay in play. So we add a sticker to a production of a land. So one of these quarries having gold would be cool. Or alternatively, do we just... I didn't level up any of my things. It would have been good to get 3 gold on one of my things. Wild grass, swamp, quarry. See, all of these we want to try and level up. But I suppose the plains, it'd be... Now let's just level up one of the rubbish ones. I'm sure I've got a rubbish one still. Yeah, let's level up this wild grass. We're putting a sticker on it. Yeah. 1 sticker. $2, baby. Choose 1 building and boost its resource production. So a quarry. Walls a building. Let's get a second sword, eh? That's going to allow us to level up our miners, I think. Yeah. Okay. So spend the number of swords below to improve your army. Mark 1 from left to right. When complete, discover vassal state. Excellent. Treasury, store up riches and you'll never know them. Spend the dollars below to fill up your treasury. That little symbol means what? That symbol means you may discard this card and end your turn to carry out this effect. Okay, so these are ending turn jobbos. This one is not ending jobbos. Now that you've got the hang of it, you may restart, discover 4 cards, and then decide if you want to restart or continue. Rules clarifications. Army and Treasury. Alright. So that's it. Let's shuffle through and have another crack. We've got no enemies to face now, so the wall we're going to use to advance up this army track, which is cool. Alright, the wall. Speaking of the wall, the hill, the rocky area, and the deep, deep jungle. So, a quarry on top. If we discard the wall, because there's also the miners in here, so if we keep that for the miners, that could be worthwhile. Let's go again. Quarry, sanctuary. So we have wild grass on top, which is 2 gold. 2 gold would allow us to level up the sanctuary, which would be awesome. Currently, we can't level up this. We could level up here. Wood, rock. No, we need that gold. All right, we're taking another advance. 1 and a market. So the sanctuary is so powerful. I am very happy about that. So, but we don't want to level it up. We can't get more wood. No, we can get wood. 2 wood, 2 gold, level up this rocky area. No, level up this shallow mine. Bang, so discard that and discard that. But now we can discard our sanctuary to keep 2 cards in play. The shallow mine goes away, which will be the market and the rocky area. Discard that, that goes away, and this stays in play anyway. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Three rocks to level up the West Canyon. Oh, we want to get miners. Can we get miners? I think we can we? So we stone bridge, we discard for gold to allow us to gain a steel from our market. And then we have a gold, a rock, a wood, and a steel, which allows us to flip the West Canyon. What is our other option? Another wall. Yeah, no, I want the miners, thanks. The miners! And then we can level them up. That's cool. Quarry, field worker, accessible swamp, lumberjack. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards left. Two wood. We have no gold. So this is probably a round to either go, yep. But the lake is up next, and if we spend 2 stone, if we spend 4 stone, we can flip the lake into a lighthouse. So we'll bring the lake and we'll bring the plains. 2 stone, 2 wood to flip the lake into a fisherman's cabin. So these will go. Except for the wall. That stays. And we're left with town hall, swamp, etc. So we're going to discard this and take the first level of this. Marking it off. Do I have a pen with me? I do. It's a permanent marker. So we're marking it. Nice. All right. Next round. Unfortunately, we've found a volcanic eruption and an opportunist. So this opportunist, we can just flip him around to be whatever we want him to be, basically. Cool. But this is bad. While this is in play, destroy the next land you play. What does the red lightning bolt mean? Triggered. Alright, well we don't like that. Can't do much about volcanoes though, can you? It's just how they work. What a cool little game. What a cool little game. Alright, market. Accessible swamp. Plains and a field worker. So we have a forest on top, which will mean we can flip our accessible swamp. So let's bring that out, and the wall, that's a great outcome. So we need to get 2 gold, 1 2 gold, and a wood, 1 wood. We'll flip that. We've found a swamp garden. How very nice. And the wall remains in play. Next round, Stonebridge, plains, miners, and a rocky area. So I think we're just spending the wall to flip the miners. What do they turn into? Forced labour. That seems suboptimal. Okay, maybe we won't. discard a friendly card to gain 2 gold. So I think we'll discard the miners to gain 2 gold and level up the stone bridge into explorers. Swamp, wild grass, ooh, fisherman's cabin, and a hill. So, not a lot of options here. So are we doing a level up thing? Or do we just take this round and gain the combat attack? Or gain 1 gold and level up that track? No, we'll just discard 2 swords to level up the army. Attack! Alright, sanctuary, shallow mine, deep jungle, and a lumberjack. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Alright. So we can discover the mine, remove that, and then we can just discard this to keep these in play. So we'll do that. Discover a mine, 84 or 85. Are these both the same? 84, 85. Yep, so we'll take 84. That's discarded. And then we'll discard our sanctuary to keep the lumberjack and the deep jungle. Quarry, wild grass. So we can level up the quarry into a shallow mine. Sure. Level up the quarry into a shallow mine. Lumberjack, deep jungle. And the last round, our volcanic eruption doesn't do anything. Our opportunist will just spend his 1 gold at the treasury. That's it. All right. Stop! With your kingdom growing and flourishing, many are coming here to pursue their dreams. This round, instead of discovering the next 2 cards, look at the next 4 cards of the box. Choose 2 of them to discover and destroy the other 2. Entrepreneur, scientist, engineer, and inventor. All persons, including scientists, have +1 gold production. The miners count as 2 people, so I think that is a great option. What does he flip to? An observatory. Alright, engineer. Ooh, we can get a lumberjack, a better lumberjack. Nice. School or inventor. Okay, I think we're going to take the scientist and the engineer. Those are the people that will join our thing. The other ones, do we not get them at all? We have to destroy them as well. No! We'll never get them. No! Alright. So the deck's getting bigger, which means rounds are getting longer. It's getting harder for me to keep track of how many cards we have in the deck. So we're just going to play each round on its merits. Alright. Oh, the volcanic eruption. We don't know what land's going to be played. A shallow mine? No! Plains, swamp. I wonder if I get a choice in those. Because I'd like to destroy this swamp, actually. I'm going to assume that I do. Because we played all of those. Ashlands. While this is in play, done, we'll discover a mine, which is 82, 84, 85. And that is a level up, so that ends the round. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, tough call here. We can level this sanctuary up right now, or we can discover a new region. Again, I said it before, discovering a new region is probably the most powerful thing that we can do. So we're going to discard them to discover a new region. It can either be the shore, no. Where did I put the rest of those cards? Didn't put them here, did I? I did. I did put them there. Wrong pile. Shore turns into a shipyard. Which turns into a trade route. Nice. Oh, but pirates can chase you. That's cool. Forest turns into a sacred well. We've seen plenty of forests. Distant mountain. I think we'll take the shipyard. And now we can discard this to keep that in play, or we can draw one more card and try and hope that we get a gold and level up our sanctuary. So I think we're going to do that. Rocky and a market. So no, but we'll take a plains and a field worker. So that is stone, stone, gold, 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 level up the sanctuary into an oratory. Very powerful ability to keep cards in play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so play 1 land from our discard pile. Got 1 gold, which means we could level up these exotic fruit trees by playing a land from our discard pile. Because I think we have one that lets us get 2 wood. No! The other option though is we could play the ashlands and flip it. Discard. No. No. Does that cost us our action to flip that? It does. So this does turn into a young forest, which gets us yeah, I think that's actually a pretty cool play, Deno. Let's discard the town hall to bring the ashlands into hand, and then we'll spend these 2 to level up the ashlands into that. We don't have any of those in play, so our engineer is done. And we have the next 4. Deep jungle, forest, lumberjack, and a fisherman's cabin. Alright, this is an easy one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. The fisherman's cabin turns into a fishing boat. How cool. So, oh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a 5th one, which is the wall, which we might as well bring into play. That's a very unfortunate end, isn't it? All persons, including the scientist, have 1 production. We have rock and that, we just don't have a wood. So these 2, this guy has a gold production and the hill has a gold production, so we'll flip this wild grass. We need to spend 3 swords. So that's it. All right, next round. We've found a distant mountain and a mercenary. Look at the mercenary. $2 to mark swords. Nice. It's a cool little game. It's a cool little system. I find it very fun. Little engaging experience. All right. Oh, the young forest, nice. 1, the mercenary. 2, oratory and plains. Okay, so this is probably a pretty easy one. So at the end of the round, we're going to mark this. And whenever we cross this, we add a sticker 2 as production. So we're going to add some wood to this little young forest. That's cool actually, because we managed to get that out quickly. So we discard that, and then we're going to discard our oratory to keep these in play. So 2 cards are kept in play. And we have 4 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this mine we can turn into a deep mine. Geez, that's a very interesting call. The deep jungle we can turn into tree houses as well. Oh, and it stays in play. Staying in play is such a powerful ability. What's on the back of the deep mine? A diamond mine. Oh. We could also take the swamp garden into exotic fruits and start exporting some of these. That's pretty cool. Getting some exports seems nice. And we could potentially bring that back using our other ability. Oof. We don't have enough gold to level up the mercenary. We do actually, we could do that, but what does he do? He turns into a knight. He becomes one of our team. We probably want to do that after we've used up some of his swords. So we can get the deep jungle into tree houses. Powerful ability. I think I want to go for the exotic fruits though. So 2 of that. Oh, or the deep mine. No, we'll take the deep mine. We'll take the deep mine. That just seems like too powerful an ability. I want to level up 2 cards a turn. Lumberjack. Oh, where's our guy? Let's just level that up. 2, 3, and the town hall. There he is, our engineer. All right, so we'll do a thing. There we go. All right, so we will destroy our lumberjack to bring into play card number 100, which is a better lumberjack. It is a sawmill, and that wasn't a round-ending action. $2 gold to level that up, or we play a land from our discard pile, and we could play this swamp garden, or we could play this deep mine, or we could play that. Can't play the oratory. Ooh, let's play our young forest and level that up. Is that a good use of our time? Yep. We're going to discard that to play the young forest, and then we're going to mark that off, and that's our round. Okay, the wall comes into play, the fishing boat, well, we're discovering a shore, the rocky area, and the market. So let's Discover the Shore, number 75. There it is. That's going to stay in play. This has a rock, but we need a lot to level that up. Don't have enough gold. Don't have any gold. Can't export anything, so yeah, we'll take an advance, I think. We'll take an advance and see what we get. A mine and a wild grass. So, the wild grass is good, but we just don't have any. Yeah, that might have been a wasteful turn, Deno, because now we probably have to go again. Yep. We'll go again. And a field worker. It's a wasteful turn. We're going again. One and explorers. Nice. We will. Okay, so we're going to be able to level up our market. That's good. So we'll discard these. To discover a new region, we'll just discover the forest, and that flips our explorers. Did I remember to flip the explorers? I don't think I did. So they're actually that. We shouldn't be exploring and getting another one now. Yep. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gold to take our market and turn it into a festival. Bit of a wasted turn. Scientist, hill and a shipyard. Can't do anything. Oh, all right. Discover 5 cards this round. We are stopping. It's time to set up some goals for your kingdom. Discover 5 cards. For now you need to choose one of its sides. Strength in numbers, expanding borders, loyalty, a jester and another field worker. Okay, so if we go with 70 or more cards in your kingdom, 35 if there is no enemy in your kingdom. Production of that is 8 or more. No, so I think we want to focus on no enemies, 70 or more cards in our kingdom, or with exactly 0 victory points, losing points, okay. So I want to get more cards, strength in numbers, person, worth 2 per production of swords. So these probably tie together. So let's go for those ones. Military dominance, expanding borders, and loyalty. And now we have a jester or a merchant. We'll take a merchant. Ooh, storage. No, we'll take the field worker. Field workers have the potential to be extremely impactful. I don't know how many cards we got in here now, but okay. This game is awesome. All right, deep jungle, young forest, opportunist, and a town hall. We do not have a land in our discard pile. So this is a bad time to get our town hall. We could just accept this and get the young forest and mark another sticker. I think that's what we do. We just take this. Boop. Our wood production is solid. Discard, 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 discard. Stone bridge, deep mine, forest and a hill. So we can level up the hill into a chapel. Gold, rock, wood, or 2 gold and 3 wood to turn this into a ruby mine. Yes. The engineer, the mercenary, the field worker, and the distant mountain. What a terrible round. Alright, well this scientist, what does he turn into? Oh, I've got to stop doing that. Lumberjack, food barns, fishing boat. So we don't have any swords. We get 2 gold, but that's not really useful to us. So let's go again. 1, 2. We have a sawmill, which gets us a lot of wood, but we don't have any of those. This guy's now given everyone gold, so we have 1,000,000 gold. So we're probably just going to discard him and him, because I don't think we have another food barns or fishing boat, to level up our distant mountain. And then we're actually going to discard this to keep those 2 in play. 1, oh yes, swamp garden, 2, 3, 4. So the wall stays in play. Sawmill, we don't need to spend anything on the merchant to level up our exotic fruit. We'll do that. These guys all run away. We'll keep her resources for when we need them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at all of this production of stuff that we don't need. 3 rock, 2 steel, another steel. So we'll take an advance. A shipyard. One and 1 gets us 2 wood, 2 gold. We can flip this rocky area. Sure. And field worker planes, shore and fishing boat. So we've already discovered the shore, but we can get a leveled up fishing boat from our guy. This one we need a lot of stuff to level up, a lot of wood. We don't have it. So we will gain lots of cash to flip that. Farmlands, beautiful. And then this looks like a turn where we can't do anything, except we can. No, we can't. Discard a friendly card to gain $2. We can do that. And we'll level up the next track on our treasury. Done. All right. The Mason and a thunderstorm. Oh, crazy. The card that's on top looks awesome. All right. Wall, quarry, deep jungle, young forest. So do we just take that and get to 3 wood production? It's probably, or Do we move to the next card and hope that we get something that produces gold? We can't level up our wall. 4 wood. So yeah, let's take an advance. Oh no, Thunderstorm. When played, discard the next 3 cards of your deck. So discard Miners, discard Wildgrass, discard Farmlands, and then flip this over. The Thunderstorm is turned into Rain. Your lands produce double. You may not play any cards. Huh. You may not play any cards. I wonder what that term means. So it probably just means an advance. Performing effects. You start each turn by playing the top 4 cards in deck. Upgrade, advance. Okay. Upgrading a card ends your turn. You may inspect all sides of your cards in play. You may not look at cards in the box before discovering. Alright, so we're just going to spend 2 of our exotic fruit trees up here. And we'll advance 1, 2. Alright, so we can flip this shipyard, spending those 2 and that gold, into a trade ship. Nice. One, 2, 3, 4. So we can turn our mine into a deep mine. Everyone's got gold production, which is always nice. We have a sawmill on top of the deck. So let's go one more. 1 and an opportunist. So we have so much gold thanks to our scientist. However, we could flip this guy into an observatory. Do we flip him? She double produces that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and that. Yeah, we'll flip our scientist into an observatory. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this guy? A mason. Spend 2 gold to discover a building project. Well, we don't have 2 gold. But we could get gold. We got 2 rock though. 2 rock doesn't help us. I do want to discover a building project. Let's do it. A mercenary and a hill. So we'll spend 2 gold. 1, 2. To discover a building project. 88 or 89. 88 or 89. A deep pit. The perfect tower. We can spend rocks for victory points, or we can spend this to get a pit settlement into a prison. The prison. a deep pit. How fun is that? All right, look at this ruby mine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we can spend 3 swords for our next level in the army. We don't have enough rock to level up the town hall. We can play 1 land from our discard pile though. Okay, this could work to level up our diamond mine. So the land we play from the discard pile is just one of our lumberjack ones, a young forest. Play that. Discard a friendly card to gain 2. Where's our wood deno? Where's our rock? No, I retract everything I've just done because we don't have the 2 rocks. Discard a card. We need 3 gold to flip that. We can't flip that. We can flip our felled forest into another lumberjack if we do this town hall card thing. Or we just take the army. I think we take the army and we spend that for a export. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've already discovered the shore. We don't have enough wood to do that. 1, 2, 3 to flip that to farmlands. And the field worker comes in and doesn't help us at all. A dark knight! A dark knight and a camp. This guy needs to be defeated with a sword. 3 swords, actually. Alright. Infinity, is it stay in play? No. No, this effect always applies. Okay. Training grounds, nice. We need to get more cards in our deck. Military dominance. Alright, a rocky area, a ruby mine, a quarry, and a festival. So the gold is the thing holding us back here. We have a young forest. So we have 2 rock. We have 2 rock. We have potentially a wood. And we know we have 2 wood coming up there. So let's advance into the engineer. No, mercenary. Oh, I hate being wasteful in this game. I hate it. We have a fishing boat. This guy we could flip into a trebuchet. That is unreal. All right, I don't want to do that yet, but we will do that. So we're going to go 2 more. 1, 2. This is so annoying. This game is aggravating. I want to level up into this diamond mine. Aggravating. All right, we're going again. A hill and a stone bridge. All right, well, we've got enough gold. 2 gold, 2 wood, 2 bricks. Ruby mine flips into a diamond mine. Bad turn. That mercenary would have been good to keep out for the stupid Dark Knight coming. But 1 miners. Ooh, wild grass, farmlands. There's the Dark Knight. So we probably this is a very aggravating turn. I want to level that up to food banks, but I need 3 food. I don't want to spend 2 swords. Let's spend $3 to go the treasury. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we have to level up the next one? Because I could actually get to $6 in that turn, which means quite a lot. All right, give me my wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my wall, but I can't do anything about it. You may not play cards, upgrade, or use end of round effects. So we just need another sword, but we don't have one. We need 3 swords. End of turn, discard to make up to 3 other cards that stay in play. Yeah, I guess we're just discarding that to keep the fishing boat. Stupid Dark Knight. There's our town hall as well. No. 2, 3, 4. Look at how much gold we have. And all I want is wood. Play 1 land from your discard pile. The Young Forest is a land. We can play that. So we can now spend 3 wood to level up into food banks. Or we can level that into a shipyard. The shipyard is pretty good. Food banks we'll take though because they stay in play. One, 2, 3, 4. This is an easy round. We are going to discover the astronomer at the end of our round. It's card 95. Look at him. He's a good looking rooster. Spend 2 gold to mark 1. It's worth 2 victory points per marked thing. Put up to 3 other cards in play on top or bottom of your deck. And he's a sword. He's victory points. He's combat. So I think we'll go combat. One, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we can turn our mine into a deep mine. Or we can look here. We need 2 people though. Mine into a deep mine is probably the right option. 3 wood to turn into wood industry. I'd like that. So we are going to go 1 more, which is the deep jungle and the exotic fruit trees. Very nice. So we can spend our exotic fruit trees to go to 5. And we can spend 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we didn't need to do that. We only needed 3. All right, to go to wood industry. Just remember we haven't used anything on our merchant as yet. Your lands produce nothing, you may not play, or your lands produce double. Not at all helpful. End of turn, flip that over. Stop! Even more immigrants are looking for a place to follow their dreams, and your kingdom seems to deliver on that promise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Discover border. Strategist. Magistrate. He's great. Discover land 126. Discard a land to gain any 2 resources. Ooh, destroy one of the following to find an improved version of it. Destroy the stone bridge. Find a bridge of marvel. That doesn't add any cards to our deck, and since we're looking for expanding borders, we're probably not going for that one. Border, land, discover trader. Well, we know what a trader is. Diplomat. Magistrate and traveller. The envoy, get out of here. Envoys take what is given. Good TV show on Netflix. Altered Carbon. All right, the deck's getting thick now. It's exciting. Hey-ya! Wood industry, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. That Dark Knight being on top is not my favourite. We will discover, build an arc. Is that it? Oh, we had to choose one. Oh, that's a shame. That's fine, we chose that one. So yeah, we'll discover, build an arc, card 91. Build an arc. And I guess we'll just spend our opportunist to flip our felled forest back over. All right, we need some swords to defeat this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't use any of our effects, so that's annoying. Can't use any of those. Boo. We'll discard that to keep those 2 in play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stone bridge, we could get explorers back. The hill, the quarry, so we could flip our hill to a chapel. Could get a building project. What about our mason? We can turn our mason into a brick road. Yeah, we're going to do that. Mercenary. Thunderstorm, no. 1, 2, 3. Flip that. One. That's a bad hand. I reckon we just accept that's a bad hand and move on. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe count it as 2 persons. 4 trade goods there. We'll spend 4 trade goods. And we'll advance 1, 2. Forward for the deep jungle. I guess we'll advance again, magistrate and mine. So we will be able to turn our tree houses on if we take the field worker. So we'll take the field worker and the engineer. Destroy one other card in play. No! Field worker, 2 wood, 4 wood. We'll take this food banks. Yeah. I do want to discover that border. You're always leveling him up. Yeah. One, 2, 3, 4. Food bank stays in play. So we have 5 cards left. So our best bet, if we can get some wood, if we can get 2 wood, then we got 2 persons, a gold, and the 2 wood. So let's go. We'll go 1, 2. No, it doesn't help us. So we could just spend our trade ship now, and that would gain us the 10th thing. So let's do that. We're going to spend that trade ship for that. And then we're going to use this guy to put 3 other cards on top or bottom of your deck. We will put them on top. And then guess what we do? We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll advance one more time. We have a pretty good turn. So we could level up our shore into a shipyard. Shore into a shipyard, and that'll let us get that. Or we can play a land. So what's our highest value target here? Probably leveling this up, the town hall, into a keep. We can play a land or building. Yeah, so let's do that. So 4 rocks. Can we do that? No, we can't. We can only get 1, 2, 3, and 2 wood. Damn. So the next highest value is probably the shore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll flip that into a shipyard and we'll call that a round. So at the end of the round, we get to reach the export, which is we can put sticker 1, 2, or 3 on 1 land. So sticker 1, 2, or 3 is gold, thingy, or stone. So the food, was it on a land? Okay, so we can't put it on food barns. Rocky area, no. Young forest is a good one. Okay, I might just get all my lands out actually. They're the green ones. Wild grass, deep jungle, Exotic fruit trees. You can hear my dog in the background is having the time of her life. Camp, no. Deep pit, no. Hill, quarry. So there's no point us flipping the quarry around. So the quarry is a possibility. Oratory, plains, no. Forest, no. Probably the option that I think we might take is this exotic fruit trees, because every time we know we're going to spend that for its resources. So the one that is we're finding most challenging at the moment is probably wood, plus it allows us to build an ark. What happens when we build the ark? Huh. Yep. So I think that is our best option, is to put a wood marker on this exotic fruit trees. And that's it. And that's going to bring to a close this episode of BigDenoPlays Kingdom Feudal Legacy. We're probably about halfway through the game. So in the next round, we're going to discover a mighty mound and a witch. That's cool. How do we get rid of the witch? A witch cabin. We need to defeat that witch post haste. She's killing people from us. All right. Well, that's it. So yeah, probably about halfway through the game. Bit of fun. We'll see how we go. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Big Deno out.